So this is so exciting. This is the first time in a long time that all three of us great friends have been together. And with us, if in case you don't know, and I don't know how you would not possibly know, because he's on TV everywhere, is fitness celebrity John Basedow. But now he has a new successful project that he's going to be talking about. Hi.
Hello. Well, first of all, dear friends, for many years.
2 or 3.
Many projects,
decades.
many years, all doing different things, which is fantastic. JB's fantastic finds from out of the blue. This little auction show grew into something, so it's been a really exciting ride and a very unexpected ride.
I get excited when I see the balloons that, first there was like a few balloons with the numbers of how many transactions.
Okay, the gold balloons.
1,000, 2,000, 25,000.
It's been fun to track your growth. Now, we have all been friends for such a long time, and you guys were 2 of the original correspondents on, the show, the Live It Up show. So I've evolved, Fran's evolved, you've evolved. So what is this? What are JB's fantastic finds?
Well, basically, it's an auction show, okay? And it could have anything from the worlds of myth and fantasy where they can collide with jewelry. So pretty much anything from myth and fantasy, you have little trinkets, treasures. The thing that I think has struck me the most about this show is it's not as much about the treasures or what the people are getting on the show, but the impact that they're having on the people. Because if you read some of the stories, if you read some of the testimonials from the folk, I mean, they look at the show, number one, as destination programming. Like they say to friends, don't call me on a Saturday.
Right.
Don't call me.
I'll be watching that show.
It's got to be done on a Friday because we're Saturdays at 8:30. Once again, based out time, so it's 8:30 is pretty much anywhere from like 7:30 up until 10. No,
he's a vampire. Most people don't know that.
But the thing is, they consider it destination programming. They love it. They get together, they chat, they have fun, and then when they get their trinkets and treasures and stuff like that they get on the show, I mean, they send in these treasure pictures, but the captions are all about how they've improved their lives, how it made them happy, how it gave them confidence, how it gave them a positive aspect or a positive focal point to look forward to in the week. That changed, made an impact.
The one thing I like about it, John, is that you did something that nobody else did, because he actually advertises on TV for something that is not on TV. And that just opened up a whole new world of the way that you actually made this successful.
Well, it's funny because back in the day, a lady who's like basically my sister, I grew up with her, always said to me, she goes, I just want to be a one-hit wonder. I want to be a one-hit wonder with, a song because you do one song, you're famous forever. You don't have to ever do another one. You're always famous. And I go, well, that's the same thing with a commercial when you think about it. And I'm a juice worth the squeeze type of guy. If I'm going to put effort into something, I need the juice to be worth the squeeze. Like when I was doing YouTube videos at one point, like when things were growing, somebody would see 500 views and they go, oh, when's the next one coming out? I'm like, when it gets 1 million. I'm not going to be putting more effort into this if I'm not getting some sort of return or some sort of impact. The commercials, made me with Fitness Made Simple. Fitness Made Simple, the biggest thing about it was those commercials that ran across the country.
With my voice?
Well, I was just going to say, with Donna's voice.
Okay,
I was going to just say.
Tell the audience. Okay, audience, close your eyes, right? Call now and you can get 2 videos for the price of 1. Fitness celebrity John Basedow. Yes, it's me. Okay, so
the National Shape-Up Special, the Take Control Special, the Power Package.
Operators are standing by.
The Power Package. That started back in the day. DVDs, VHS, that was way back. But anyway, right out of school. But it was a great ride. It was a phenomenal ride for many years, which was good. But one of the best things about it was the fact. TV was always a passion of mine. I always thought that it had a great impact on people's lives. Nothing has had the ability to impact somebody's life the way TV has, as far as a media, in my opinion. And even today, with the web taking over in so many ways, the gravitas of TV is much stronger. A lot of people it has much more of an aura of gravitas, much more of an impact. Because you could have the most highly rated or the most talked about Facebook show or the most talked about YouTube show. And it just, in a lot of circles and in general in business in a lot of ways, it does not carry the impact of television.
Well, it's even if you say to someone, I'm going to be on a show, and they go, where? And you go, Facebook, they go, oh. But if you go on TV, they go, oh, wow. It's a big, like your show. It's a big difference.
And somebody told me the reason why that is they think it's because not everyone can be on TV. At least in people's minds, they don't think everyone can be on TV. Whereas no matter how great your show is on Facebook or YouTube, they know that everybody has access to it.
Right, you just turn on your phone and you just do it, so it's almost like...
Not everybody has access to the finds that JB has. right?
No, yes.
I know. We want to talk about that. We want
Wait,
to talk about
That's something I had to learn also,
Okay.
but it's also been fun because finding little treasures and trinkets that the people are going to like on the show. That's also going to be fairly unusual. You have to go to various different sources. You have to. I mean, when I say treasure hunting in the wild, that's one of the ways we do stuff. That could be anything from going from antique fairs, church sales, store closeouts, storage locker auctions, things like that. Any type of estate sales, things along those lines. Nowadays, even we'll get because the show's popular and they see the TV commercials all over the place. We'll get when stores are closing out or when there's across the country. Somebody may be liquidating something, a private collection may be up or something like that. They'll call us now to check out things, which is really, really good.
Fantastic finds.
I know, exactly.
But you know what? I've watched the show many times. Sometimes, I'm looking
at her. Sharp as a tack.
But one of the things that I liked is that John doesn't just like when you used to watch like Home Shopping Network or something and they would go, oh, and here's this thing. John has a whole history about it because he's got like this photodactic memory that he could say, oh, and this thing in 1921, the third diamond to the left. And he knows this whole thing about this stuff. And then the people get engrossed in it because they're also learning the history of it, and it engages them. And sometimes his shows go like 3-4 hours.
Actually, Saturday's a good example. Was 5.5.
See, wow, good for you.
8:30. I started at 8:40.
Hydrated.
He's doing weights on the side.
A comedian once said, when you're doing a set on, I always compare this show to a combination of stand-up comedy, talk show, and home shopping.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what it is. And I once heard a comedian describe being on stage as like being in a trance. You hit certain points, you know to hit certain points, but you don't realize the passage of time. So I don't realize the passage really of the 5.5 hours. I do not take one bathroom break, but I don't even realize it. I don't really hydrate, I don't really do anything during it. And it's just, I'm on autopilot, but also focused because I have to remember so many different things. I have to talk about different things. And,
so you're on. It's like pitching a no-hitter like baseball game, right?
Well, that's a nice way to say it.
No, it's similar.
Yeah.
I kind of understand, like, I tape one time a month, right? And I do 20 guests on that day.
Yeah.
Right?
And
so
you're going.
until people actually have to remind me, Donna, hey, you need to drink,
To do that. But I think it's also because each of us are doing things we love. Because I'll tell you, as stand-up, if the show is not going well, that time seems like 20 hours.
100%.
But if it's going good, it just flows. And you're like, wow, already it's gone. Wait, give me another 5 minutes. But that's the thing. We're all enjoying what we do.
On the show. It's getting, if the comments are coming in and like items are moving and things like that, and it's the action of the show. If it's dead, you of course feel the passage of time. But the passage of time is now a second is an eon.
Exactly.
As opposed to 5 hours being 3 seconds.
Right.
A lot of prep has to go into this for you.
Well, they started calling me Nat Geo John to piggyback on what you and Fran were saying about knowing different things. Because I do my research. That's the reporter background. I mean, I went to school for news reporting, and then I worked as a news reporter between. Fitness Made Simple and this for a bunch of years. So, and I have stories that have run all over, like AOL, MSN, USA Today, Entertainment, all those different magazines. But anyway, the thing about this particular show, which is really, really good, is I use my reporter background to do a lot of research. Like, for instance, I'll have to know things about the stones. Like, for instance, I'll have labradorite in my hand, and I'll say, this is labradorite. Labradorite can be found in anywhere from Madagascar to Labrador, Canada to Finland, where some of the most beautiful labradorite is found. It's called spectralite, which has multiple different colors in it, as opposed to just the straight blue flash that you find in a lot of other pieces.
Right.
And then also you talk about the gem lore. Like, for instance, labradorite is a stone of transformation. It's believed to transform ordinary to extraordinary.
We must have had labradorite shirts on or something. No, go ahead.
And I didn't have any background in this really in the beginning, except for I did study rocks and gems. I collected them as a kid, but not to this level. And I didn't know, but it at least gave me a base. And I had, as Fran was pointing out, I had an interest in it, and it was something that I did like. But the thing about when you talk about Fitness Made Simple, I went into with a head of steam, wanting to make it big and important, and did all that, which was fantastic and beyond my wildest expectations. This, I had none of that. This was just something I wanted to try and play with, and I really had no idea it would grow to the level it did. I mean, just the fact that the people that love the stuff that they're getting so much, and it's become such a beyond what it started out as, exponentially, as far as not only being able to support me and also being able to become a viable TV and also online vehicle, But the fact that it changes lives, I always define success as.
And you know what? You sent us a clip and you sent us a commercial about the people that. Let's hear from their words. Okay, let's take a look.
I found my treasure.
I found my treasure.
I found my treasure.
I found my treasure.
I found all my treasures at JB's Fantastic Finds.
Discover your treasure on JB's Fantastic Finds.
Where the worlds of myth and fantasy collide with jewelry.
Such a deal.
The show is amazing.
Sold, sold, sold.
Sold, sold, sold.
Sold, sold, sold.
Watch JB's Fantastic Finds with John Basedow to discover your treasure.
Excellent. Yay!
That's the little
That
TV
must be
commercial.
That is the
So
typical
rewarding.
John Basedow. Always takes it from here and makes it like this. I love that. You always do that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that whole motion there.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Well, as I was saying, I define success
I'm Italian, I
as
do
being able
that.
to
You
do
have
what
big
you
fans.
love,
Yeah.
and also be able to make a living at it while being at the mercy of no one, and also have a positive impact on others. But I never believed your first career success should define the rest of your life or limit your future possibilities. And that's a big thing. A lot of times people don't do that. People don't limit themselves and define it as the only thing they're going to do. But other people do. And Fran knows this too.
Because of the fast talking.
Right.
Right.
From the fast talking, a lot of times they think of you as, pigeonhole you as only one thing. You can only do one thing. And they'll say, she's the fast talker. He's the fitness guy. And I broke that mold
Right.
from the first day out of the gate because I never wanted to be that. And and some people say, like, well, you had one thing that was successful. Why don't you just keep riding that ride? Because I have many more
You've
interests.
grown.
And this is something I have a big interest in.
Yeah, and
Right.
you've grown, and it is very entertaining. It is super fun, and for me too. Same thing with the talk show. I also love to act, but I sometimes don't get a lot of time to do roles.
Right.
But recently, I was pigeonholed, and it worked out to my benefit. I got to spoof myself.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's always
like
fun.
a
Yeah.
late night show, and people have done that on you, right?
Oh,
People have
this-
spoofed your show.
Oh,
the
but I
first
love
one.
it.
I know.
I tease them about it all the time. I mean, back in the day, you're talking about Fitness Made Simple. When it was huge, MySpace was around. And
Right.
we were on, like, there was
MySpace,
the Fitness
yeah.
Made Difficult, they called it, or something like that. And it was like, they have the testimonial people come and they go, thank you, John Basedow. You changed my life. I got biceps and lost a testicle.
Right,
So it was little
but-
funny things like. But anything I do, as far as the commercials, one of the little tricks is I always, in the back of my mind, to be honest with you, I always try to think of it as something that could be transformed into a meme or a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
That's
Because
smart, though.
Make
because
it fun.
And not only if you make it fun, because if people are talking about you in that way, that means that you have caught their attention,
You're a
that it's
brand.
enough that they know. Because if people didn't know who you were and they were spoofing it, it wouldn't mean anything to anybody.
100%.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you transcend. I think what's really interesting is it's funny because people will tweet nice things about you, or people will write, like I'm talking about. If I'm having a bad day, I'll just read what some of the viewers write, and it just makes me. I mean, it puts me on cloud nine. I just
Right.
love the fact that I can have a positive impact on other people's lives. But one of the tweets about the show that made me the most impressed, that nobody understood, was they said, they go, maybe the Lakers can find a damn defense at JB's Fantastic Finds. Why did I like that? Fran
yeah.
knows why I like that, because it transcends. They're using JB's Fantastic Finds as something that is
To-
automatically recognizable to
Exactly.
everybody in pop culture.
Yes.
And when you reach that type of level, that's unbelievable to me.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah,
thought
that's certainly
maybe
unexpected.
I thought maybe the colors of the Lakers are also incorporating like your favorite colors, but I don't know. But
the fact that they even reference, like, maybe the Lakers can play a damn defense at JB's, that's fine. Like, damn.
Like, yeah, exactly. You could find anything there. Maybe
Yes.
even they have
Yes.
hope. Yeah. But that's the thing, is like combining the two. Because you know what? As long as if someone hashtags that, then all of a sudden now you got all the Lakers people watching it too.
There you
and
go.
that's the whole thing. That's the cool part about the
Cross-pollinating.
internet. Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're doing here today. We're
Yeah.
doing a cross-pollination. We're,
Of
we are
us
true
three.
friends. We each have our own brand. We each have our own lanes. But like after this, we're gonna go break bread. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Like we are real friends, and that's a wonderful way of like sharing. Like I give exposure now to your fan base. Your fan base gets to find me. They get to find
Right.
Fran, and we're birds of a feather. We like to do a lot of great
Well,
things. What's
I think
one
one of
crazy
the
thing? Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I think one thing that's really, just to give you guys props in a big way, and also our relationship, is in this business, in life in general, it's very, very hard to find people that you trust, your ride or dies, and people that you are the same friends with, and you're tight with, and you're on the same level with over multiple years. It's hard to find somebody that you're at. There are people that I know that have been invited to other people's weddings, and they're fighting. They don't even talk to that person in the next 6 months.
Right,
Okay,
right.
when you find friends that you can actually trust and also support, I always say the biggest supporter is, you always watch out for the people that don't cheer for you when you succeed. And I always cheer for both of you when you succeed.
You mean like at the Oscars? Oh, I'm so happy he won instead of me. Yeah.
Exactly. But the fact that we've been able to do that, and that's something I really, really treasure with our friendship and everything, because it's that longevity is something that's very, very rare and something that's very, very sacred.
I believe that too. Give me your hands, you guys. You guys are.
We're going to have a seance now.
We actually are real friends, and John's right. In this industry, like, it's rare.
Yeah.
But it's so valued.
It's not that we're just meeting here to talk. It's
Right.
like we talk off air all the time. What are you
Always.
doing? Do you want to get together? Want to do a walk? And listen, by the way, if you ever walk with John,
Yes.
it's not around the block. It's like 15
She
miles.
keeps up, though.
And I got short legs, and I keep up. Yeah.
And I also know that you really do like theater. Like, I know you like movies and things like that.
Always,
Have you
yes.
seen anything recently that that you personally enjoyed?
I just saw The Invitation.
Good.
Yeah.
That looks scary.
Speaking of the memes and the
Yes.
and the interesting
Ooh.
notes about me, but
Should we
vampires,
all
yeah.
hold up?
Yeah,
Everyone should
but
hold
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Very,
I haven't seen it, so I don't even.
Hold your neck,
Okay.
hold your neck.
Very,
Scary.
very cool. Better than expected. And I heard it was also #1. It grossed. It was like one of the lowest grossing #1s, but it was still #1, and that's
Yeah,
all
like
that
over
matters.
5 million
That's
or something like
a
that.
7, I heard,
Oh, was
yeah.
it 7 now?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
But if it's a vampire movie, I'm there pretty
You're
much.
there.
Well, it's funny because I remembered it's just that at some point you and I did those movie reviews together,
Yes.
and we would go and we would stand outside doing
Lots
that.
of them.
Oh,
And that's
yeah.
what
Lots
made me
of
think of
them.
it, because when
Yeah.
you were talking about walking, the image I had was
walking
when,
and talking with John Basedow,
and you
something
guys
like
were
that,
going to see a
yeah.
movie. I
Walking
haven't
with
seen-
John and Fran. That was another
Right, that's it,
song.
yes.
That was another song.
Okay. Oh, so
And
your songs, wait.
also Where the Crawdads Sing was good as well.
Speaking of songs, you have a new song.
Believe it or not, yes.
Treasures from around the world, gems and trinkets, hot showcases. This trove is so valuable, you can't miss it. Come and visit. Oh, a chunka when the cute
That's our little takeaway line. Sold, sold, sold.
Wow.
Yes, and there's a few little takeaway lines that they use all the time. And then I
That's
pop
excellent.
in there a
I
little
love
bit
that
there.
song.
That's really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
That is a ridiculous song. I got the same feeling when I was putting that together with a music producer, and she does a phenomenal job, Rachel Phillip, and out of Pennsylvania.
Good job, Rachel.
She's
Woohoo!
fantastic. I have a little rap thing which is really cute that goes from me to her at one point, which is fun. But when I got the same feeling when we were doing that song together as I did with the Fitness Made Simple song, and that was just so. Hopefully, we'll see where that leads because
Good.
that was a big thing.
Nice.
And a lot of fun,
dance
too.
clubs and stuff like that. How fun
Fit,
would
well,
that
the,
be? Why not,
the
right?
Fitness Made Simple one was on a different radio station.
Yes.
I remember even that little Christmas one that I had done. Let's make fitness a part of Christmas.
Yes,
Played on
I
a bunch
did
of
that. Yeah,
stations.
I came in this
That
big
was
woman.
wild.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were part of that too.
I was part of that. I had these big
Let's
things
make
trying to come.
fitness a part of Christmas. Oh Lord.
And you're also doing acting? Like you've been in some films? I mean, like there's so many things that are going on.
There's a bunch of them. There's a few of them in there. They're fun too. I like the fact of being able to do other offshoot projects, but and I think you guys probably will agree with me on this, is I like the fact of being able to have control and not be at the mercy of anyone on your main gig. I like the phone ringing in your direction, meaning somebody's calling you to do something, whereas I don't care if you're Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, or whoever, if you're picking up the phone, doing the asking, you're in the dependent position, okay? Whereas if they're picking up the phone, calling you, you're the one with the leverage.
Well, it's also the same thing when you think about
Per
it, Donna.
Gary
This
Vaynerchuk.
is your show, right? Nobody can fire you. This is your show,
Yeah.
and but you're on
Thanks to Steve Buscemi.
Okay,
Because
well,
it was Steve Buscemi that gave me that information. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, when he couldn't find work, he would create his own work. So about 20 years ago, he said to me, listen, he goes, you have talent. He goes, if you create your own work, he goes, you'll always work.
and that's
That's the
that's
thing.
the key. Because if you think about it, if you get a gig on a regular TV show, you could be gone at any moment. You say one more wrong word. Oh, I said this instead of this. Really, that's it. You're fired. Seriously?
You could also be perfect, and there could be a regime change of the people who hired you, and all of a
Right.
sudden you could be gone because they bring in their own people.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurial
You cannot depend on
Yes.
other people for your success. No one will ever put the priority on you like you will. Period.
Mm-hmm. That's it. He
It's
said
interesting.
period.
I know.
Exclamation.
I thought exclamation.
Exclamation
Yeah.
point too, baby.
Quotation marks. We can get every grammar in there.
100%.
Yeah.
But then I think that's why nowadays so many people. Did you know I think they did a study and a survey on nowadays. You know what people want to do when they're in college? What the number one job what the job wishes that they have, being an influencer.
Oh,
And I could actually see that.
Wow. I can.
I don't know why they're necessarily going to college to be that, because they could do that without college. But but it was a story I saw that they were interviewed at college. And the thing is, because I could see that, because influencers nowadays, I would much rather be an influencer than just a movie star or just a TV star.
Oak, one of a kind. Of all of the treasures.
I like
right?
that.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's like GOAT. That's like greatest of all time.
It's the
Oak is one of a kind.
Okay, one of a kind.
Like that.
So when
Great.
you have a one of a kind item that is so spectacularly special, do you ever want to like sneak it and hide it under your own bed or purchase it yourself?
Well, no,
Have you ever been tempted to be like,
Oh
you know
no,
what?
I really like this one.
There are some things that, for instance, we work with Bangkok, Thailand. Basically, a lot of the most beautiful gemstone and sterling jewelry tends to come from Jaipur, India, Bali, Indonesia, and Thailand.
Okay.
They just do some beautiful, beautiful designs. But we had gotten one that was a black opal. Black opal is my favorite stone. Black opal is a stone of people of power, people of prominence. It's believed to help you have great success in business. It's also used in the ritual called reading eyes, which means if you're holding or wearing a black opal, you can tell the truthfulness or true intent of the person you're dealing with.
Interesting.
Anyway, but bottom line is I love a black opal. We had gotten a ring. It's a black opal dragon. It's a dragon that actually stands up and is wrapped around, like a serpent dragon, is wrapped around the black opal. As you see, I don't wear any jewelry at all. I do on the show, okay, for fun.
Okay.
But that is one thing. Everybody wanted it, and I ended up keeping it.
Good for you.
Because I spoke to them and the designer there who does it, and they said they're not doing another one. So that has now been on the show almost 3 years. There have been offers as high as $300-400 for it, and we have repeatedly turned them down. That
There'll
also
be a number.
We'll see.
$5,000, John.
But interesting.
$1 million.
Oh well, you never know that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, you never
All
know
of a
that.
sudden, the dragon's going off the finger.
And the dragon's on the show, like every show now. It's like, because it only fits on my pinky finger.
He's your mascot at
Yeah,
this point. Yeah.
We have a few weird little, unusual little animal and mythological creature co-hosts.
Okay.
Like one of them, who everybody loves, is Lil Fatty. Lil Fatty is a dragon turtle. A dragon turtle is an Asian good fortune animal. It has the head of a dragon and a body of a turtle and is all around awesome. Lil Fatty has been on the show for a bunch of times, and he comes to the show and he goes, "Oh, hello, this is Lil Fatty. How are you? How are you doing today? Welcome to the show, starring me, Lil Fatty." And everybody says he sounds like Adam Sandler. But anyway,
I think Williams. What was it? Robin Williams? Yeah.
But anyway, Lil Fatty's like everybody's favorite thing. He has his own little fan base. So he's been on the show for a while. And then we have Edgar. Edgar's looks like an owl that's hatching from an egg. It's a ceramic type piece. It's an owl that's hatching from an egg that looks like he was born in Chernobyl or 3 Mile Island.
No.
You know, he's like just the craziest looking owl. But as far as one of a kind things, the things that make me or touch my heart or warm the cockles of my heart, as we say on the show, they have drinking words on the show. If I say cockles, they drink.
Oh, wow.
They made this up themselves.
The whole game.
If I say Bangkok, they drink.
Okay.
Cockles, Bangkok, and balls, because I'll say this is a ball design, and they go, you know.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
Another shot. Yeah.
Exactly. So everybody's bombed at the end of the
Yeah,
show.
right. Exactly. That's how I get more money. Yeah.
But anyway, the things that a couple of quick cool stories was number one was one lady, and she sent this in a thing. She had gotten a beautiful blue topaz ring. Blue topaz is a stone of everlasting love, everlasting loyalty. And she got a beautiful blue topaz ring. And she sent in the story. She goes, why she got it. She was giving it. Her son is using it as an engagement ring. Oh, wow. He's engaged to an American-Ukrainian woman who is obviously not in the Ukraine right now. She's living in Germany. He was going to Germany this summer to propose to her, and she called and she says, "This is the ring."
Wow.
And that was the caption on the show. And another one was a guy who watches the show, Michigan TV Mike. That was we call them where they see the show, where they ever see the TV commercial. That's what we call them. The one who anyway, but Michigan TV Mike was really cool. He had gotten a bracelet as a bonus fantastic find, because these guys can get they can literally get like a $300 necklace. They can get, and we have things from a few dollars to a few hundred, but they can get a $500 tanzanite, kyanite, sapphire necklace or something like that, and all they'll talk about is a little plastic mermaid that came in with the package for free, or the little plastic turtle that was put in as a bonus fantastic find. Yeah. Well, Michigan TV Mike got a bracelet, and it was just like a twine type bracelet, an old style bracelet, but it was a bonus fantastic find, and he wrote a whole thing about it putting it on the site, because it reminded him of the exact one his dad had when they had spent time together. and he was so happy that it was now back in his life, and it brought back all these memories
Every
that
time
he
he
had not
looks
had.
at it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, how can people find you, John?
That was really so heartwarming. But you can find me obviously in JB's Fantastic Find. You can find me in JB's Fantastic Finds over on Facebook, right there, and also on Instagram, John Basedow TV, and Twitter. But JB's Fantastic Finds on Facebook, check it out because you don't have to get a darn thing on the show. You could come, as I say, and it has also been written in a lot of magazines. They come for the trinkets and treasures, but they stay for the humor and the positivity. So hopefully you'll find some positivity and fun there, and maybe pick up a trinket or two.
A trinket or two.
Okay, or 3 or 4.
Or
And
the
get a
bonus-
free little gift you
I
can talk
know,
about.
Or the bonus bracelet. I mean, that was a really touching story. You know
Yeah.
how sentimental I am. I'm
Yeah.
always thinking about like my mom or my husband Tom that passed away. We all have those like moments in life that, so we have to tune in.
Yeah.
We have to tune in. Thank you for watching the show. We want to find out what your favorite treasure may be. Write to us and be well.